Oh, Jiminy Cricket, you scared me.
I always felt so bad for Jiminy Cricket. He never deserved that.
What? What do you mean?
Oh, just Pinocchio. Throwing that hammer and killing him.
I don't think Pinocchio did that. That's crazy.
You did read the origin story of Pinocchio, did you not?
What?
The Adventures of Pinocchio. Carlo Collodi? 1881, 1882? Or what?
No, I saw the movie with everybody else. I don't know what you're doing. I don't.
It started off as a serial in a newspaper, and Pinocchio was kinda naughty.
Yeah, I don't need to. I could go without hearing this, I think.
See, Jiminy Cricket first appears in chapter 4. He tries to tell Pinocchio what to do, and Pinocchio doesn't really like that.
Okay, I'm hungry, I think.
Now, it's not really polite to leave someone mid-story, is it?
I guess not.
Go on. See, Jiminy told Pinocchio to go home, but Pinocchio didn't like that. So in a fit of rage, he took a hammer and threw it at Jiminy Cricket, to which he heard, "Crick, crick, crick," and then he was dead.
Wow, those 1880s. That was a really good cricket sound, though, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it seemed that not too long after that, Pinocchio did learn his lesson. He didn't regret killing the cricket, but he did get his feet burned off.
Burned off.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I had that right.
No, but don't worry. Geppetto forgives him and builds him new feet.
Oh, Geppetto. Such a cutie.
Yeah, see, but the tricky thing is Pinocchio had been leading people to believe that Geppetto was abusing him, so Geppetto lands himself in prison.
Wow. Why would he... Geppetto, he was literally just trying to make him like a real boy. Why would he do that?
Pinocchio had some issues that we're not talking enough about.
Okay, so then what happened?
So it's at this point that Jiminy Cricket returns as a ghost, and he's like, Pinocchio, listen, I know you didn't listen to me last time, but these people that you're talking to, they're trying to get you to take these gold coins and plant them in the ground, and they're telling you that gold trees are gonna happen, and they're not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's not like scientifically likely proven.
And it turns out, yet again, that the cricket was right, and the people that Pinocchio was working with were running after him, and they grabbed him and they hung him from a tree. Killed him.
Yeah, this is like a lot different from the movie.
Now, Collodi wanted the story to end right here. He wanted the message to be, listen, kids, you gotta listen or bad stuff's gonna happen. But the editor was like, Collodi, we gotta have a happy ending on this. You know what I mean?
That would be a really intense ending, so...
Yeah, so a blue fairy comes and saves the puppet. Or whatever.
Oh, that's good. Did she save the cricket, too?
No, yeah, he stayed dead.
Oh. Where's my shining star? How are you?
Well, you look like Little Red Riding Hood.
I actually can't really...
Granny was sick, and she lived in the woods. Mommy didn't like that. Nobody wants a sick grandma, right?
Nobody wants that.
So Mom sent her daughter, Little Red Riding Hood, who was super tight with Grandma, out into the woods to bring Grandma some cookies and a bottle of wine.
Oh, well, that's really nice.
So Mom sends Little Red off, but she says, listen, don't stray off the trail because there are rocks, okay? And if you break that bottle of wine...
It's almost like she cares more about the wine than her daughter.
Yeah, it does. So Little Red's walking in the woods enjoying her day, and there's a wolf.
Yeah.
So he sees Little Red, plays it cool. It's like, where are you going? She's like, I'm going to my grandma's house, who lives exactly right here under these 3 oak trees. You can't miss it.
She just gave away the exact location to a stranger?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's like, cool, 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 cool. Okay, yeah, this trail is great, but in the woods there's like mad cool stuff. Like, look, you gotta look around. No, not in the story.
No, I know.
The Little Red looks around like, wait a minute, it's mad lit in here. I need to run around. I'm gonna go. So she goes.
She just takes off?
Yeah, she just goes.
Okay.
So the wolf's like, okay, I'm gonna take care of that later, but now, Granny, here I come. So he gets to Granny's house and he's like, it's Little Red, I'm out here. And she's like, I'm too ill, I can't get up. And so he like bolts in and eats her.
Oh my gosh.
Just devours her, like.
That was so fast.
So finally, Little Red comes back, basket full of flowers. She got all the stuff, right?
She doesn't know.
No, she does not know. And when she gets there, the door's wide open and she's like, that's weird. I feel a little uneasy here today. And then she gets in and Grandma's like in the bed, but she's like, man, you have like really big eyes and ears. And she's like, the better to hear and see you with.
Get out of there!
Nope, because then she's like, what big teeth you have. And then he's like, the better to eat you with, and devours her too.
He ate Little Red?
Yeah, but then this huntsman comes, okay? And he sees the wolf sleeping in bed and he's like, this ain't right.
Yeah, no, it's not right.
So the huntsman, he goes to shoot, but then he's like, wait a minute. There might be people alive still in this wolf's stomach. So he cuts the wolf's stomach open while he's asleep.
What?
And lo and behold, Granny and Little Red are in the stomach alive. So then Little Red fills the stomach with rocks, they sew him back up, and the wolf dies.
They cut the wolf open and sewed him back up and he never woke up?
Yeah.
I can't believe that. Good morning, me. What are you doing?
Oh, I just read the original Sleeping Beauty. Wanna hear?
Yes, I love a tale.
So this lord had a daughter, Talia.
Talia.
When she was born, he met with this astrologer who said that she was gonna die from flax, so avoid that.
Clocked it.
Cut to, years later, sees a woman spinning, has to try, and boom, splinter of flax.
Oh, God.
So she falls asleep. The lord thinks she's dead and sends everybody away. He wants her to be alone.
Okay.
And then some random king comes and takes advantage of her in her sleep. She was really beautiful. That's why. But the king can't stick around. Pressing matters in his own kingdom.
Naturally.
And she gets pregnant, and 9 months later has twins. Oh no, don't worry. Fairies come to take care of them.
Huh. And she's sleeping still.
She is.
Cool. Okay, no, I'm just clarifying.
And the fairies, I mean, they're doing everything they can. But there's nothing like mama's milk.
Oh.
So, they try to put the babies on Sleeping Beauty, but they accidentally put them on her fingers.
How did they?
I don't know.
Okay.
But, as they suck on the finger, they get the splinter of flax out.
Oh, a clutch.
I know. And Sleeping Beauty's like, oh hell yeah, twins, okay. And starts breastfeeding them.
Huh. Motherly instincts, probably.
And then the king was like, oh yeah, that lady in the castle that I raped. Let me go check on her.
Can he just not?
Yeah, but he does. And when he comes back, he's like, babies! And she's like, what happened? And he's like, yeah, this happened. And then they become closer. Somehow.
Huh.
And to top it all off, the king was already married.
Yeah. Of course he was.
And the queen's getting a little sus because he's out a lot hunting, and she's like, what is he really hunting, though? You know what I mean?
I would feel exactly the same way.
So she gets in touch with the king's secretary, and she's like, look, if you don't tell me what's going on, no one's ever going to see you again, dead or alive. So,
yikes.
right. So she finds out, and then tricks Sleeping Beauty to send her twins over to the castle.
I'm not feeling good about this.
She wants the king to pay. So she tells the cook to cook his kids.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know. Anyway, he can't do it, so he cooks lamb instead.
Finally, someone with humanity.
So the queen thinks that he ate his kids, and she's still not satisfied. So she calls Talia to the castle. Yeah. And then she's gonna burn Talia, and the king is like, what are you doing? And she's like, I killed your kids. And he's like, what? And he's like, no, you're burning. So then he kills his wife.
Me. Don't tell me that they
live happily ever after. Hey, little flower bud, what are you doing?
Oh, just pretending my fingers are a fork, like the Little Mermaid.
Nice, yeah. Tale of murder and soul sacrifice.
What?
Hans Christian Andersen.
I don't really want to.
Starts off about the same. The mermaid makes a deal with the sea witch for her legs so that she can marry this prince ashore.
I'm scared, me. I don't want to hear this.
But the consequence for legs is that every step she takes feels like she's walking on knives.
Yeah, but at least she gets to fall in love with the prince, so.
Yeah, she falls in love with him, but he does not fall in love with her. Actually, he falls in love with someone else.
No, he falls in love with Ariel.
Not in this story.
Okay.
So he marries this other woman, and Ariel's deal is that if she kills them, then she can live.
Oh.
But she can't do it. She can't kill him.
No, me. Tell me she doesn't.
Ariel dies. Turns into sea foam.
Why are you like this? Me? What are you doing in here?
I just got done reading Hansel and Gretel.
Ooh, care to share?
It's about these two kids and their mom and dad. Stepmom, I should say.
Nice.
But they were poor and they couldn't afford any bread, so the stepmom needed them gone.
Whoa, that's extreme.
So they crafted a plan to leave them in the woods. And that's just what they did.
Starting with abandonment. Cool.
They found their way back once with stones, but when they got lost again, they couldn't figure it out. And they were hungry. God, were they hungry.
I can imagine.
And what do you know? They find a house made of candy.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And then what happened?
Well, inside that candy house was a witch.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Like for part 2. So this witch,
Yeah.
she saw them eating gingerbread off the side of her house. So she played nice, at first.
Ooh.
But when she let them in the house, she revealed her true nature and her true intentions.
Which were?
You got it.
She was gonna cook him, wasn't she?
Bingo, bango, bongo, baby.
Oh, okay.
So she threw Hansel in the stable, tried to fatten him up.
Like an animal.
She even asked for Gretel's help. Can you imagine?
No, I cannot imagine that.
But Hansel just would not get fat. So the witch said, forget it. Light the oven, we're doing this now.
Oh my god.
Gretel was no fool. When that oven door was open, she told the witch to get inside and check the temperature, and she shoved her in. She burned to a crisp. They were free.
Oh yeah.
And then they got home.
How?
I don't know.
Was stepmom mad?
She had died.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
Ooh, yeah, they did her dirty.
Who, Rapunzel? With the long hair?
Well, it started when her mom gave her up for a literal salad.
Well, it was the Rampion.
And the enchantress that they gave her to had some issues and locked her in a tower, which we all know that part.
Of course. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. I know.
And she was bored, so she sang. A lot.
Love that for her.
And the prince was like, oh, what is that? I must have it.
Men.
So he climbs up, they bond, fall in love, you know.
Yeah.
But the enchantress does not like that, so she chops off all of her hair.
All those years of growth.
I know. So she takes Rapunzel to the desert.
So dry.
When the prince comes back to get her and she's not there, he jumps out the window and blinds himself.
Excessive.
Years later, he finds her with twins, and they live happily ever after.
Into the woods! Into the woods!
Good morning, May.
Oh, hey.
You know, that song reminds me of a little tale I read in my book.
Really?
Yeah. Cinderella.
Well, I sure do think I'd like to hear that one. Come on, out with it.
Well, it all started with the death of her mother. They were close, Cinderella and her mother. And not even a year later, her father remarried a horrible, horrible woman.
Well, that didn't take long.
No, it did not take long. But it wasn't just the woman, see? She had 2 daughters.
Oh, thank God. Step-sisters unite!
Oh, no. These were not nice girls. They took away her pretty clothes and they gave her wooden shoes.
Wooden shoes? What about the arch support?
There was no arch support.
Well, wait, isn't there a prince?
Yeah. Like for part 2.
Okay, so what about the prince and the ball?
Well, these stepsisters didn't want Cinderella anywhere near that ball. So they gave her lentils and a task and boom, can't go.
Oh, not the lentils.
But Cindy really wants to go. So her bird friends, they come and they help her clean up those lentils until they're all done.
That's awesome.
But the stepmom still won't let her go. So she goes to her mother's grave and boom, birds give her dresses.
I mean the fairy godmother, right?
There's no fairy godmother, only birds.
No fairy.
We have to move on.
Okay.
So she puts on the dress and she goes to the ball and that prince falls in love with her. And when Cindy runs away, she leaves that glass slipper and the prince goes out to find her.
Oh, it's getting good. It's getting real good.
When he comes to the stepsister's house, they want to fit into that shoe. Oh, they want to fit into that shoe real bad.
I'm sure.
So what do they do when the shoe doesn't fit?
Call it a day?
No. They hack off their toe and their heel. And he finds Cinderella and they live happily ever after. So. Oh, and then the birds peck out the sister's eyes.